Welcome to our Tween Love That Journey virtual summer camp class. My name is Laura. I'm your teacher today. Let's have a look at what comes in your camp kit. First, you'll find your pottery, this wavy salad plate that comes with your stencil already placed on. You're going to get your paint colors, glazes, paintbrushes, and a fun little doodle challenge. Be sure to also grab a cup of water and napkin for cleaning and drying your paintbrushes. Let's start with your doodle challenge. We are challenging you today to fill in each section with a different pattern to create a really cool design overall. Let me show you how it's done. Once you've got your patterns drawn, you can begin coloring them in. But I challenge you to take that one step further. Have you heard of the 3-color challenge? Grab yourself a whole bunch of colored pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you prefer. Close your eyes, mix them up, and pick out 3 different colors. You're going to use only these 3 colors to color in your entire drawing. Just keep coloring and have fun with it. You are sure to have a really cool product in the end. All right, so now let's move on to the fun part. We're going to paint your plate. Start by choosing what color you want your letters to be. I'm going to do purple today. I'm going to take your wider size brush, put a decent amount of paint on your brush, and just start painting directly over the letters. It's not going to be completely thick to begin with. You're still going to see a lot of that white shining through, but don't worry because we're going to add a few extra layers. I might do my heart red, so we'll leave that blank for now, but I'll keep the arrow purple. It's totally okay to go outside the lines. Just don't start getting crazy where you're going to get paint in the other areas. All right, now I'm going to switch to red. So what I'm going to do is clean off my brush in the water here. Really good, swirl it around, and then dry it really nicely on your napkin, okay? I'm going to use my smaller brush for the heart to have more control. I'm going to dip in there again. Just fill it in with the red. Now you're going to give it a few seconds to dry in between. It'll dry rather quickly though, okay? And we're going to go back over and do a second and third coat. Once your third coat has dried a bit, you can now carefully remove your stencil. I'm going to use a toothpick to help peel the edges up. So you're going to kind of slowly get an edge up and start to peel. It's okay if it crumbles, okay? I'll show you what to do. This is like the most amazing part. How cool is that? If you have any crumbly paint bits, just gently blow them away. Use your toothpick to kind of gently rub it off. I have an area here where I got a little paint. I'm just going to take my napkin, wet it a little bit in the water, and wipe off any areas where I got paint that I didn't want it. Super nice about this paint is that it is washable. Now again, using your toothpick, you're gonna go into these little areas, the centers of your O's and R's and Y's, and just remove these stickers super carefully. You don't wanna leave any of these behind. All right, voila.
Ta-da!
All right, now we're gonna add some details. And take your pencil. Pencil burns away in the kiln, so this is completely safe to use on your pottery. And we're just gonna start drawing some messy circles around the edge of the plate. Kind of let them overlap in different ways. Super loose, fluid, kind of messy. All right. Just like that. Next, we're going to take our skinny brush, like this, our smaller one. And I'm going to use my brown paint. These are going to kind of look like a wreath of twigs, okay? Just dip into your brown paint and just start following those lines. You're going to get a more authentic branch shape by leaving some areas thicker and some areas thinner. You can achieve that by applying different amounts of pressure. So less pressure is going to give you skinny, more pressure is going to give you thick. I find it's easier to work in sections so you don't run out of paint. So see how I'm doing a little bit at a time and then going back and connecting them. And remember, it does not have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this design. So now that we've got our wreath drawn on, we're going to move on to adding some flowers around here. I'm going to show you a few different types of flowers that you can achieve pretty easily. Alrighty, let's begin. First, we're going to create a focal point with our largest flower. I'm going to choose this area, but you can have it off-centered, you can have it centered, you can have it from the top, wherever you feel makes the most sense. I'm going to start out with a simple 5-pointed flower shape, starting with 2 petals close together. Okay, and then we're going to use this bottom portion to make our 3 petals. 1, 2, 3. Super simple. Don't overthink it. Just have fun making those shapes. It does not ever have to be perfect. This is your own beautiful art. Okay, I'm kind of adding it on thick, so it's thin in some areas, thicker in some areas, and you'll see that once it's fired. Some areas will be darker, some will lighter to give it more of a realistic look. Now we're going to give that a minute to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to go in and add some leaves pretty organically with my green. Just going to take this and kind of have them peeking out from under the flower. Again, thicker in some areas, thinner in others. Once your flower's dried a bit, I'm going to go back in with the brown, just add a little center, maybe some dots here and there, all different sizes, just to add a little more interest to my flower. Just going to add in one more leaf here. And then next I'm going to show you a more kind of tulip type shape. I'm going to move to my pink color for this. Dip right in and start with a circular kind of shape. I'm going to kind of tuck it behind these leaves. So I'm just following that so it looks like it's in the background. Now for the petals, we're just going to do a couple little squiggles. And then fill that in. Make sure to do your 3 coats to cover up the branches behind. Now I'm going to take the lid of one of my paint containers and add some pink in it. And just mix a little bit of red into that pink to make this a little bit darker. I'm going to just kind of outline some more petals over the top of my flower to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. And then gently outline the outer flower. Once this is fired, you'll really be able to see the dimension this creates. And for fun, dip into one of your darker colors and just add a couple little dots. The last shape I'm going to show you is a fun little thistle style. I'm going to use my darker color for some contrast. So before I add my thistle, I actually decided I'm just going to add another leaf kind of in this area here for some more balance. All right, now I'm going to nestle my thistle just in this little nook here. We're going to start by just making a round circle. It's okay if you make any drops like that too. We'll go back and clean those up later. Start with your circle. And we're just going to add a little fun little tuft at the top. Really get your good 3 coats. Next, I'm going to add some fun little leafies at the bottom of the thistle. I used a darker color to do like lines on the top. How should I do that now? Should I just do it with the brown? Yeah. Then taking my brown, just going to kind of add some little spikies into the top of that and some lines coming down. I'm cleaning off my brush really good, getting most of that off, and then I'm going to go back in and just rub away that little mistake of a drip that I did and repaint some brown on top. The last thing I like to do is just go in the back of my brush and add some fun little details like dots all around, just to create a little extra movement. Now that you've learned how to do these 3 different styles of flowers, you can choose to put them in any order that you'd like around your whole wreath. If you'd like to keep going around, I suggest starting large and working your way small outwards from there. Now, the last thing that's super important is to remember to sign your artwork. So we're going to flip your plate over onto the back. Really important for this part to use paint, any color of your choice. And don't forget to sign, and always add the date for the year. Have fun with your signature and make it your own. Feel free to paint the back of the plate as well too if you'd like. Really just have fun. Make it your own. Try something new, something you've never done before. Try mixing colors. Just have a blast. Now I'm curious if any of you know where this quote comes from. If you know, leave it in the comments below. It's a certain TV show. Maybe even let us know your favorite character. Are you a little bit Alexis? And also be sure to like and subscribe this video, turn on those notifications, and keep an eye out for our next week's camp project. Thank you so much for supporting the small business.